Welcome back, folks. This is High Lord Tamberlane with yet another Obscurity in Miniature. I guess the only obscure thing about today's video is the fact that this is still not out in general release. This is Ototo from Malifaux's Ten Thunders faction, and originally he was in a goofy pose where he's jumping up in the air and smashing his Tetsubo down on the ground. Now he's in this kind of melancholy, complacent-looking mood as he's looking at something, I'm guessing, in his fingers, or he's staring at his feet and the bloody mess that's probably at the end of that club of his. But let's take a look at the other side and see what the actual sculpt is supposed to look like. Funny enough, the last few Malifaux sculpts that I have put together have not exactly matched the artwork, and if you had a chance to look at their Monster Hunters, and I should have the link for that video below as well, you can take a look at how those turned out compared to the actual renders. So as you can see, he's got something going on with his hands. We'll have to figure that out after we've built him. But he's a lot more big and imposing. I'm not exactly liking how plain his hat looks. I can't tell if it's supposed to be metal. Yeah, it looks like it is metal, I guess. That might explain that, rather than a straw hat or something like farmers or Ashigaru would have worn, technically. So anyway, without further ado, why don't we take a look at what we got inside there. So, behold the contents of the Ototo box. I really am not liking the spelling of that because it's driving me nuts, because Ototo is a snack that my kids always like that tastes like, I don't know, like shrimp crackers or something in Japan. So, yeah, that name is really bugging me. It looks to be the same card as before, obviously with the new artwork, but that's nothing new with Malifaux. I'd have to dig mine out. I don't know where it is. But one interesting thing to notice is he is on a 40mm base. I can't remember what the original one was. I know the original was one of the earlier plastic sculpts that was direct in plastic, because I don't think they ever made him in metal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure on that. So you'll see on the parts on the sprue, we've got the main body, which is surprisingly all in one piece. The arms, hair, shoulder pads, and what look like, I can't think of the name of what they're called, the plates that go on the thighs, along with the hat. And I'm assuming this piece right here, yes, it is in fact his head upside down. Wow, with his little face mask there. So I'm gonna go grab some cutters and pop him out, and we're going to take a look at how he turns out in just a moment. Alright, we've got Ototo built here, and as you can see, well, he's not the tiniest of figures. He does have a lot of leftover space on that base, compared with a Shadows of Brimstone figure here. The Shadows of Brimstone figures do tend to be a little bit on the larger 32mm side as opposed to the traditional 28. But Malifaux did also err on the side of big long legs. Not so much these days. The proportions are a bit better. So just taking a better look at him. Not his base. So you can see there's nice detail to attention on the samurai armor that he's wearing. His shoulder pads, I really don't know if I got them on the right shoulders or not. We'll never know, in fact, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. I'm going to assume I probably put them on the wrong ones, knowing me. His hat, I'm not a big fan of the way it's very plain looking. Hopefully with some paint I can get that cleared up. His build itself wasn't too complicated, other than just trying to figure out which shoulder pad is which. I gotta say, for a Malifaux figure, that's kind of surprising. I didn't have to put on any individual toes or fingers or anything like that, as some of the other figures in the line are quite obnoxious about that. Overall, nice little figure. Definitely an improvement over the original sculpt for me. It's a lot less dynamic, but for a player character, I think, just in terms of, I don't know, presentation, I like this a lot more than the original pouncing around, smashing his bat into the ground with explosions of junk and debris flying around. So as you can see, good size figure. More than likely he's going to end up on a smaller base. I don't think I have any handy. Otherwise we can give that a try. But But for me, he's probably going to end up either in a Test of Honor game or playing Bushido, or more than likely as a player character for Shadows of Brimstone. Nice alternative choice, and that's basically what this channel is all about, finding new and interesting figures and to use them in new and interesting ways. So hopefully this has been a little bit of help. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you can find this guy either when he ends up in stores, or please don't try to pay the overpriced scalpers online because they don't need the business. And with that said, I will bid you all adieu and see you next time.